Hey, if you like my videos, you might also like my comedy series YouTube Blue, which premieres every Saturday on the YouTube Blue YouTube channel. Go check out the link in the description and the card above to watch the latest episode. Now on with the video. Hello everybody and welcome back. So, if you haven't already seen them, go check out my collection videos on both DC and Doctor Who, because today we're going to be talking about everything I have in my Marvel collection, which is mainly DVDs, but I also got some VHS tapes, also got a few little collectibles at the end, and there's a bunch of stories to talk about here. So let's start getting into it. Let's start with the DVDs, because that's going to be a big part of this video. So the first one we got here is Spider-Man widescreen special edition from 2002, the original Sam Raimi movie. Yeah, I really like this movie. Obviously, I love Spider-Man. I've made tons of Spider-Man videos. I think I have it has its own playlist, which I have like 30 playlists on my YouTube channel. So, it's not that special that it has a playlist, but like I don't have a playlist for any other like individual superhero. So Spider-Man, yeah, I love this movie. I got this at like a community garage sale type thing. I think I got this for a couple bucks, and I really like it. I don't think I'd ever seen it before this, at least not in full that I could remember, maybe when I was really young. But yeah, I really I haven't seen all the special features on this yet, but yeah, I'm really, it has that nice picture of Spider-Man right there. So yeah, I really like this movie. Let's keep going. So next, let's keep going with the Spider-Man ones here. We got Spider-Man 2.1. This is an extended cut of Spider-Man 2. Also got this at that same community thrift store thing. This is a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. I have to rewatch it sometime. I haven't watched these Sam Raimi movies in a little while. But yeah, I really enjoy this movie. I think all the actors are great in it. There have been a lot of it's not confirmed yet, really, but there have been a good amount of like reports that what's his name? Let me check here. The guy who plays Alfred Molina. I always forget his name whenever I need to bring him up. But Alfred Molina, who plays Doc Ock, there are heavy reports that he's going to be coming back for Spider-Man Homecoming 3. There haven't been any set photos and hasn't been officially announced like Jamie Foxx. A lot of people have been saying, I'll probably make a whole video about this, a lot of people have been saying a lot of stuff about Spider-Man Homecoming 3 that has not been confirmed. Well, I'd say it's very possible that some of these things are happening. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield aren't confirmed. People are saying they're going to do this whole Sinister Six thing. I think that's a load of bull. I think we're getting Jamie Foxx, and everybody else is like, oh, we're going to get Alfred Molina. We're going to get Willem Dafoe. We're going to get Dane DeHaan. We're going to get, hold on, whatever the guy is who played, Thomas Hayden Church. Who played Sandman in Spider-Man 3. We're gonna get Quentin Beck, Jake Gyllenhaal. We're gonna get Michael Keaton back, and none of this is confirmed. We got Jamie Foxx. That's who we know is coming back, and we don't even know for sure that that's gonna be the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Electro. So calm down. Maybe we're gonna get Sinister Six. Maybe we won't. But anyway, yeah, that was a big long tangent on that. But yeah, Spider-Man 2, really like it, and I would recommend the extended cut. I mean, I don't know what Sam Raimi's feelings are on it. It adds a few extra scenes, maybe extends some things, but yeah, I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. So next is Spider-Man 3. I do have another movie that goes in between Spider-Man 1 and 2, but I do have Spider-Man 3 here. Just thought I'd go through the whole trilogy. And yeah, this might be the first Sam Raimi movie I saw. I remember, and you'll see, I still have one of those figures, but when I was a kid, Spider-Man 3 was coming out, and my parents bought me a bunch of action figures from the movie. I got a Spider-Man figure, I got a black suit Spider-Man figure, I got a Green Goblin figure, I got a Sandman figure, I got a Venom figure. I think that's it. So I do have a bit of attachment to this movie, and I remember 48 Hour, like the video rental stores when I was a kid. I rented this movie to watch because I have Venom and stuff. This might be the first Sam Raimi movie I ever watched. It's not the best one. I think there are a lot of interesting things to say about this movie. I think that there's a lot of cool symbolism that Sam Raimi did with Venom, and like for the fact that he didn't really care about the character, I think Sam Raimi did do a pretty good job with Venom under the circumstances. Obviously, it is a lot of villains shoved in there, but and it is kind of long. But yeah, I do think this is a good movie, even though it's not really as good as the first two. So yeah, and I do hope, I'm very much looking forward to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But I do in the back of my mind hope that someday Sam Raimi could do a Spider-Man 4 and do kind of a reunion movie. That could be cool. But I'm not holding my breath on that, but that could, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, that's all. So, moving on, we got X2, X-Men United. Got this literally for free at like a church was giving away. Well, they were selling stuff too, but they were giving away stuff like this. And yeah, I haven't seen it all the way through. I've seen bits and pieces. But yeah, I'm not on a huge priority to watch this, to have like all the X-Men movies on DVD, because especially eventually they're gonna all be on Disney Plus. But yeah, I do have the first X-Men on VHS, which I'll get to. So I thought I'd get this one on DVD. So yeah, can't really comment on it much. But yeah, let's keep going. We got The Incredible Hulk 2008. I remember vividly seeing commercials for this movie when it was coming out when I was a kid. And yeah, if you watch my DC video, I talked about two of the DVDs I have in my collection there. I got this past summer at Walmart, and this one was another one where I got it for like maybe $10 there, because so like I'm not really in a hurry to collect the MCU movies on DVD just because I have Disney Plus, and like if all the MCU movies were on Netflix, it'd be a different thing. But almost all the MCU movies are on Disney Plus, and they're not going anywhere unless Disney Plus folds, which is very, very unlikely. Those movies aren't going anywhere. So I'm not really under much pressure to get all those on DVD, but there are a couple like this one that aren't on Disney Plus, along with the Spider-Man movies, because other companies own them. This one, it's really interesting. I'll probably make a whole video on the history of the MCU at some point, and talk a little bit more about this. But when the MCU started as an independent studio before it was bought by Disney, a Hulk movie was a no-brainer to them starting out, because they had just got the rights back from Universal, and The Incredible Hulk was like one of their most popular characters in Marvel, and probably the most popular character they had the rights to then, because the only character more popular than it in Marvel's library probably at the time was Spider-Man, which was at Sony. And the contract they had with Universal when they got the rights back was that Universal had distribution rights on the first solo Hulk movie they made, and had right of refusal on any ones they made after that, meaning they could choose whether or not they wanted to distribute it. So Marvel saw that as, if we make a Hulk movie, not only will it be with a big time character, but we have guaranteed distribution from a huge studio. So that's kind of why they made this, or at least why I think they made this. So yeah, that happened, and they never made any more after this, because this wasn't received super well. That's not entirely the reason, though. The other one was that, they were bought by Disney, and Disney was able to wait out the Paramount contract they had, but they didn't want a big rival studio distributing their Marvel movies. There has been talk in the past about maybe doing more Hulk movies with Mark Ruffalo that are kind of that where they could snake their way around Universal. I don't know if that contract, maybe it's online somewhere, I don't know, has like a clause where that right of refusal expires at a certain date or not, but maybe they're waiting that out. I don't know. Maybe they're just not going to do it, at least for a long time. But yeah, I haven't seen this yet. I've heard mixed things about it. It seems like an okay movie. But with this, I finally had access to every MCU movie because I already had the other MCU Spider-Man movies, and I had Disney Plus. So this was basically what completed my collection. Next up, we got The Amazing Spider-Man. Got this at a thrift store this past summer, I think. I watched it. Good movie, and if you haven't seen it, I recently did a 2-part series where I fixed this movie, and I'm going to be doing that for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so stay tuned on that. But yeah, this is a good movie. I'm still going to do, I also did a video a while ago talking about the canceled plans for The Amazing Spider-Man 3, and I'm going to follow that up soon in the next couple weeks with a part 2 talking about the canceled plans for the rest of the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. Maybe that'll even be 2 more videos, but we'll see. I haven't written it yet, so I don't know if it's going to be 1 video or 2 yet. But yeah, so this movie is good. I got it for like $1, maybe $2. So yeah, I would recommend seeing it, for sure. I can't say the same about The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Next, we got Big Hero 6. Now, this was a kid's movie when my brother and I were young. So, our parents just bought us this because, you know, it's a kid's movie. And this movie, it's kind of divisive, surprisingly, because there are a lot of people who really like this movie, including myself. I really like it. And then there are a lot of people who think it's garbage. And it's a kid's movie. Keep that in mind. It's a kid's movie, and it's not super accurate to the source material. They didn't really feel the need to, just because, you know, it's not a very well-known property. But yeah, it is a kid's movie, and it's good. I really like it. I haven't seen Big Hero 6, the series, but maybe I'll get around to that someday. But yeah, this is one of those weird oddities where if Disney hadn't bought Marvel Studios, I don't think this movie would be made. I think like when somebody came in and was like, hey, we can make this kids superhero team movie about these obscure Marvel characters, I don't think it would have been made if Disney would have had to buy the film rights. So yeah, we can thank the 2009 Disney acquisition of Marvel Studios for Big Hero 6. Or at least that's what I kind of assume. Can't like confirm that for sure. Then the last few are some more MCU movies. First up, we got this Blu-ray collection that I got from my dad, I think last year. That is a 2-pack with Spider-Man Homecoming and Spider-Man Far From Home. I love the MCU Spider-Man movies. I think they're great. They're definitely different. They're not exactly, obviously, like most of you know this, but they're obviously very different from the comics in terms of like plot, but in terms of heart, they're Marvel movies, and they're Spider-Man movies. So yeah, and I really like both these movies. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters. I didn't get around to seeing Far From Home in theaters, unfortunately. But yeah, I really like these movies. I think each of them has, I don't know if this was them trying to do it, but each of them I think has like at least one scene in it that I think is like has become an iconic Spider-Man moment in Spider-Man film. So yeah, I again definitely recommend this movie. Both of them. And then we got 2 more here. First is a Blu-ray of Avengers Infinity War. Great movie. This is almost more impressive than Avengers Endgame, because for Avengers Endgame, they were able to focus on like the main 6 Avengers and a couple other characters for most of the movie. And they just had the original 6 Avengers, and then like Bucky, Sam, Nebula, Rocket, and maybe 1 or 2 other characters that I'm forgetting. But that's all they had to focus on. But in Avengers Infinity War, they really had to focus on pretty much every single character, and they did it really well. And that's was the really impressive part to me. So yeah, Avengers Infinity War, great movie. You all know that though. I really doubt that any of you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War unless you specifically don't watch Marvel movies or something. Next is Spider-Man Far From Home on DVD. Now, I got this. So, my friend Logan, who you'll see in my comedy web series, YouTube Blue, on the YouTube Blue YouTube channel, link in the description. You saw the intro at the beginning of this video. Not going to reiterate that too much, but he and I are best friends. And basically, we see pretty much every Marvel movie in theaters together. But as I said, we didn't get around to seeing Spider-Man Far From Home together. And so he actually got this DVD for me for Christmas in 2019. And as kind of sorry we couldn't see this together. Here's a DVD of it. And at first I was, obviously I was grateful. But at first I was like, it's great symbolically, but functionally I have the Blu-ray. But then when I went to watch the movie, I went to watch the Blu-ray, and I think the disc for Far From Home in this DVD set is defective. So this DVD is actually very usable because it doesn't work on the 2-disc set. I can't really explain that, but it was a very big coincidence. I think Homecoming plays in that set though, so it kind of worked out perfectly. I do have a couple Marvel VHS tapes to show here. First is The Incredible Hulk Returns with Bill Bixby. Not in great condition, like you'll see that. I got this at a thrift store for like $1. It's more for the novelty of it. I'll probably watch it at some point if the tape isn't absolutely wrecked. But yeah, this was a TV movie which aired on NBC in 1988. It was a revival of the Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk series from the 70s and early 80s. And it aired on NBC. And it actually has the first live action appearance of Thor, I believe. It doesn't say on the back who plays Thor. Wait, hold on, it might. Eric Kramer as Thor, and Steve Levitt as Donald Blake, who I guess might be his alter ego in this version. But anyway, yeah, so this movie not only had the first live action appearance of Thor, but it was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for a live action Thor series, but that never got picked up. So yeah, and then we also got two of the earliest theatrical releases of Blade. Theatrical releases in Marvel. We got Blade, 1998, New Line Cinema. I haven't seen it. I've heard good things about it. It came out like a year before The Matrix, and from what I've seen of it, it's very Matrix-esque in its fighting. This is a cool little like red embossed cover. It looks really pretty. So yeah, I'll have to crack this baby open and give it a watch sometime. But yeah, and then the last VHS I have for Marvel is X-Men, which I mentioned earlier. Another very beautiful cover there. This is a good movie. I don't think it's absolutely fantastic. Unlike the Raimi movies, which really go, this is a comic book movie, this is very much a let's make comic books cool, which made sense at the time because it wasn't really, superhero movies weren't really seen as like, let's make it like the comics. So that's why the costumes aren't like in the comics, and why there are only a few X-Men focused on and things like that. But overall, it's a pretty good movie. So yeah, and then I also got a couple collectibles to talk about. Nothing major. So first of all, I got the last surviving Spider-Man action figure I have for when I was a kid. I slowly lost each and every one of them over the years, and that is Black Suit Spider-Man. I think this was like an actual like full-on official action figure. It's not super high quality. Maybe that's just from wear and tear over time. But yeah, and honestly, it's good. It does look slightly more like the comic version than the actual one in the movie, if you ask me. But I think it is a good figure. I really enjoy it. I haven't played with it since I was a kid, obviously. And then the last one is a Big Hero 6 toy. And that is, obviously this is made for children, which I was. But, this is Baymax's like gauntlet / fist, and it has this trigger. When you press it, the fist pops out, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's everything. That's everything in my Marvel collection. If you liked it, leave a like. Comment down below what your collection is like. What do you suggest I add to my collection? What from my collection did you like and want to add to your collection? Let me know all that stuff down in the comments below. Next week, my Power Rangers collection video comes out, so don't forget to subscribe for that. And just in general, don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.